Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a chatty, I guess, get ready with me video. I'm just going to be applying my makeup and talking and catching up with you guys. I want to apologize. It's been like about 2 weeks since I uploaded my last video. I did not intend to go that long, but you guys know that July was, we're still in July, but it's just been an insane month. We moved houses on, I think it was the 10th of July, whatever that Sunday was. We moved that Sunday. I worked Monday, Tuesday. We went on vacation on Wednesday. We were out of the country for a week. We came back. I went to work. My kids got sick. So it's just been crazy. I have had very little time to even kind of settle the house, but really just film, edit, upload. It has been really difficult for me to keep up with. So I want to apologize. We are finally kind of settled. My new beauty room, this is it. You can see that I still need to hang those pictures back here, but I'm getting there. This is actually my first video in my new beauty space, and I'm so excited about it. So I do want to film another video right after this, which will give you guys a peek at my bathroom and what products I have in my bathroom drawer. In my June favorites video, I showed you guys this like plastic shoebox essentially that I had just piled a bunch of products in that I had been using the whole time that our old house was on the market, because I had to break down my beauty room there so that it could be ready to show at any time. So I was just using the same products that I kept in a little box in my bathroom, and I had a lot of people ask to see what those products were. So after this, I'm going to film a peek in my bathroom and show you guys what products I had in that box and what I've been using. So anyway, but let's just go ahead and get started. I do have a little bit of eyebrows on right now and a tad bit of concealer, even though I still look like death. So I'm just going to work with that and kind of touch that up. So let's get started. So I don't even know what I'm gonna do today. I have no idea. I just kind of grabbed some of my favorite products that I've been using recently, and I have some palettes here, and we're just gonna have fun and see what happens. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this concealer, and I actually did a mini review on this. This is one of the videos that I filmed that I wasn't happy with, but I do wanna do a review on this. It's the Cle de Peau, I'm probably not saying that right, but it's a concealer. It's very pricey. This little guy was $70, which is crazy. I have been wanting this for a while, but I just never could bring myself to spend $70 on a concealer. But I had heard so many great things about it, and then a friend of mine who's not really into makeup, I caught her using it one day, and I'm like, you use that? And she's like, oh yeah, it's the best. You have to try it. So I finally broke down. I walked inside Neiman Marcus and I bought it. I do like it. I've been using it for maybe 3 weeks now. It's a really, really, really nice concealer. I mean, you can see already it gives really great coverage and it brightens up the under eye. I am the shade, what shade am I? Beige. That's the shade I am. I'm beige. The shade below this was really light. I felt like it wasn't a gradual increase. It was just like, it was like the first one was like super white, and then there was this one. It's really bright now that I'm looking on camera because I have a really dark tan. We were in Mexico for a week and I baked. I got so much sun while we were there. So that's why I'm really dark. So the foundation I use might actually not match, but we'll just work with a little bronzer. Okay, for foundation, I'm going to use the Josie Maran Vibrancy foundation. I did a recent review on this, so that's on my channel. I'll link it below if you are curious to see that. I really liked the way this applied. It wasn't as like dewy as I thought it might be, which was a good thing for me because I don't like it too dewy. It really wore nicely. I was surprised with the wearability of this foundation. With it being a dewy foundation, I thought it was just going to be a hot mess like after 2 hours, and it really wasn't. By the end of like 9 hours, which I think is how long I wore it in that video, it definitely needed to be touched up, but I would say like up to 5-6 hours, it still looked real good. And I really built it to get a lot of coverage, which is what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna try and look this way because I have my mirror over here. I'm still figuring out my setup, and my husband wasn't able to help me set up, so I kind of just propped my lights and my camera and all that myself. And so when I have my mirror right in front of me, it's just a big distraction, so it's over here on the side, you can see it. So I'm gonna try and just use this hand mirror. This foundation is so pretty. Oh my gosh, it just makes your skin look so perfect. I'm excited to show you guys my house. It's very exciting. I'm starting to feel like this is home. I was very emotional when we moved at this time. My husband and I moved like 5 or 6 times. We've been together for 12 years, but we've moved about 6 times over those 12 years. And this move was definitely the hardest for me. In our last house, we've been there almost 5 years. We had both of our kids there. We moved into that house, just the 2 of us. And then we moved out, you know, our whole complete family of 4 was made there. So it was just really really emotional, and we have really good friends in the neighborhood that we met, and some of our best friends, and it was kind of sad to kind of split up, but we didn't move far. I mean, we're really only 10 minutes away from that house, but I know that sounds silly that I'm so emotional about a 10-minute move, but I mean, our neighbors were like, I mean, we would just like text each other and say, let's get together, and 10 minutes later we were all together with our kids. Our kids were all best friends. And so, you know, being in a different neighborhood, that's going to be a little harder, but I know that we'll make friends in this neighborhood, and we'll have, hopefully we'll have that same relationship with our neighbors. Okay, so this is way light. Whoa, this is super light. So we're going to add some bronzer to kind of bronze this up a bit. Bronze that I'm going to use is the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light. This is some serious bronzer. It doesn't look that dark, but it is probably my darkest bronzer that I own. And I'm going to use a big fluffy brush by Real Techniques. It's really warm bronzer. It has a lot of warmth and red undertones to it. So that's going to complement this crazy tan that I have right now. So we were in Mexico for my cousin's wedding, my husband's cousin, and it was probably the most beautiful wedding I've ever been to. It was amazing. I'll have to show you guys a picture of the view of the house that the wedding was at. It was unbelievable. You just walked into the wedding and literally everyone's mouth just dropped and was like, oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. It was a beautiful, beautiful wedding. Lots of fun. The town that we were in is called Hualtuco. Hualtuco, probably saying that wrong. But we had been to Mexico. I've been to Cancun, I've been to Punta Mita, I've been to Acapulco. It's been forever since I've been there, but I had never heard of this town, or, you know, been to it, of course, but it is gorgeous. It was really beautiful. It's got really beautiful beaches, and the resort we stayed at was nice, and so it was just, it wasn't as commercialized as like Cancun or Playa del Carmen, which is where, or Riviera Maya, which is where we've been before, and it's where we usually go. It wasn't as commercialized as that, so the beauty was, I think it was prettier. It felt more remote. So for highlight under my eyes, I am going to set this concealer, and I'm using the Marc Jacobs Instamark Highlight and Contour palette to do that. I'm just going to highlight and set under my eyes. Okay, so I already have my brows on, but I'm going to kind of touch them up a little bit because they need it. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Medium Brow Duo, and I'm going to use just her brush that she has. Here it is. It's nice to have all my makeup unpacked because for like 6 or 8 weeks I was just using, I kind of pretty much packed up my whole beauty room upstairs. Even though I was still filming in it, I had packed away all the product, and I was just using what was in what I'd put in that little box for like 6 or 8 weeks, which is a long time. So it's nice to kind of unpack everything and have access to everything. Have a room dedicated for my makeup, which is really nice. I don't know if you can tell, but the lighting in this room is so much better. It's the middle of the day, which is nice because I never was able to film in my other space in the middle of the day. Well, not because of the room, but just because of the kids. They're at my mom's right now, but even if I did in the middle of the day, it was useless because it was so dark in there. It had this tiny little window and the lighting was really bad. And anyway, this is great. I have this gorgeous window with this beautiful view, lots of natural light, and then I've got great lighting from above too. So I'm excited about how that will hopefully, you know, show in my videos. Okay. Oh, I left my primer downstairs. Okay, so I'll just use this. This is the 24-hour MAC Prep and Prime eyeshadow base. So I'm gonna put this on my lids. This is really slippery, so I kind of put too much. I'm gonna kind of absorb whatever's left with my clean finger. Okay. Now for eyes, let's use something we haven't used in a while. What should we use? What should we use? Use this. We're gonna use this Natasha Denona palette. This is the palette 8. Yep, it's the 5 shadow palette, palette 8. I love this color. This is one of my favorite colors right here. It's the shade Glaze, I guess. Yeah, shade Glaze. These shadows are so buttery and beautiful. Okay, and then on the outer half, I'm going to take the shade that's next to it, which is Smoky Quartz. This one here, it's kind of like a olivey brown with shimmer. I'm going to put that on the outer part of my eyelid. Okay, so the concealer is looking a little heavy underneath my eye right now. It's a little too heavy for me. It might just because my skin is really tanned and dry. That's probably what it is. Because I've been wearing it for weeks and I've really loved it. Okay, this color is so pretty. It reminds me of a shade that I used to wear in high school by Origins carried it. It was the shade called Hollywood and Vine. I will never forget that name because it was the most beautiful eyeshadow and I couldn't find it. I think they stopped making it a long time ago because I have not been able to find it since. But it's pretty much identical to this shade right here. So that's nice. So it's kind of messy. It's not really blended. I'm going to go back and blend everything with just a clean blending brush. I'm going to do that first and then I'm going to take a transition shade and kind of pop that in there to blend it out and make it look more airbrushed. Okay, so I need a good transition shade. I'm going to look in, what is this? This is the ombre palette. That's a good one. Okay, then I'm going to, for my transition shade, I'm going to use the Becca Ombre palette and I'm going to use the shade in the middle. I guess it's just 3. On the back it just has numbers 1 through 5. I'm going to use the shade 3. And I'm just gonna pop that in my crease. Kind of going directly on top of the eyeshadow that I just applied and like diffusing it up. So I'm going on top of it and then kind of blending it upward. So now that I'm all settled, life's not as crazy as it has been for us for the last couple of months. Even though we just moved this month, I mean, just getting ready for that move was a lot. And we're not doing that anymore. And not only just getting ready for that move, but having your house on the market and just, you know, oh, it's just stressful with kids and dogs and all that. So now that that's not going on, I feel like it's going to be a lot easier for me to film on a regular, consistent basis. So my goal is to film and upload 2 videos a week. I really, really want to be consistent and have a schedule for you guys. So I would love to know in the comment section below which days you'd like for me to upload. I don't want to upload, you know, too close, like our Monday and a Tuesday. You know, if I do Wednesday, then it'd probably be like Monday and Thursday. If I do Tuesday, it'd probably be Tuesday and Friday. So that way it kind of spaces out the week. But let me know what days would you prefer, because I would love to know that. But that is something that I am going to commit to you guys to do going forward. So I'm excited to kind of see what your feedback is and what you guys want to see. But for the highlight, I'm just using this shade in the ombre palette. It's just the shade 1, and it's just like this nice basic matte kind of cream color. Nothing special. You probably have this in every eyeshadow palette that you already own. And I'm using a 252 brush by MAC, which is just a really stiff, dense brush. Because this eyeshadow is so sheer and light, I can use a really dense brush to apply it because I almost need to do that so you can see it. If I were to use a really fluffy brush, it would be pointless. You wouldn't really see much of it. So I'm gonna use that to apply it, to just softly highlight under the brow bone. Nothing really intense. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take the same brush and I'm gonna kind of clean up the side of my eyeshadow here because it did kind of come down a bit. This is such a pretty look. I don't know if you can see it from there, but it's really nice. Like it's just a little bit of glam, but it's not heavy at all. Very neutral. The colors really mix well together. It's really pretty. For eyeliner, I'm using the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in the shade Mad Max Brown. I've been using this for a while now. I absolutely love it. I like this pen a lot because I like to lay it on its side and draw my line. And I think I need a new one because this is not that intense anymore. I like this shade of brown because it's enough definition for me, but it's not too stark like black on me. Love black eyeliner on others. Like when I see makeup that I love, it's always black eyeliner. When I put it on myself, I just feel like it's too much for day to day. Of course, if I'm going out at night or something, I'll wear it, but for every day, I just prefer myself in a dark brown. I need a new one of these. This is kind of drying out. Okay, so just enough definition, but nothing too much. I'm gonna go ahead and do my mascara. The combo that I've been loving and I've been talking about, so it's nothing new, is the Dior Plumper with the Chanel Le Volume mascara. I picked up the full-size Audacious mascara. I talked about that being one of my favorites, my June favorites. I had gotten a sample of it at Sephora and it was like a mini deluxe sample and I loved it. And I do like the full size. I felt like the mini was a little more thickening than the full size. Like when I bought the full size, it was still really amazing length and separation and really light and fluffy, which is kind of exactly how I described it in my video. But I noticed that it wasn't as thickening, and I didn't say in my video that it was super thickening anyway, but it was just even less thickening in the full size tube, which I found interesting. And then I was watching a video by Tati just like yesterday, and she mentioned how she loves mini mascaras because she feels like they're better. And I was like, oh my gosh, me too. That must have been why. But it's still a great mascara. I still love it and I still use it all the time. So for mascara, I have like mastered the art of applying mascara. And I know that sounds silly because there's not really an art to apply mascara, but there kind of is. So I had lash extensions for years. So this whole mascara thing is relatively new to me. I had to kind of really discover and use tons of different mascaras to find out what is really good. And I have found it, but it took me a little while. But I hadn't applied mascara in years. I mean, I really hadn't applied mascara like you do in years. But what I have found the best way for me is to apply that primer. And then when I apply, I actually kind of close my eyes and I like pretty much like jab the mascara wand in the very base of my lashes. Like I can kind of, I can feel it on the upper rim of my eye, and I wiggle, 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 and then I pull up. That makes such a difference. It's gonna make your mascara more dramatic, and it's also gonna lift and give your lashes a curl without having to use a lash curler. I never ever use a lash curler. I just apply my mascara this way and it works wonders. So if you're gonna rest your wand there and essentially just close your eye, wiggle your way up. What you're doing is you're like pushing the product in the base of your lashes and really getting it in there with your wand, then you're pulling it up. So it's gonna make the base of your lashes super thick and then pull the excess, give you length. I'm gonna mix things up and I'm gonna line the inner rim of my eye with something dark, which is the change for me. I'm using the Pixi by Petra Endless Silky Eye Pen. These are awesome, you guys. This is probably my favorite drugstore eye pencil. If you like a really intense, creamy eye pencil that stays, these are really, really great. I get them at Target. Even though they're drugstore, they still I think are like $12.99 or $14 maybe, so they're not super cheap, but they are cheaper than if you say you go to Sephora and you look at a high-end brand. This color is really a nice like dark eggplant purple. It's called Deep Plum. So I have Deep Plum and then I have the shade Copper Glow, I think it is, which is a like a coppery, shimmery brown. Okay. And I'm gonna line the upper rim of my eye too with this. They're so soft, they just glide on so easily, and they're consistent. You don't have these little spaces where you don't have these like little spaces where you see your skin, you know? Okay, so for my lower lash line, I'm going to apply, what are we gonna do? We're gonna use the same shade that we used in this Becca palette for my transition, the shade 3. We're gonna do that underneath my eye just to kind of smoke it out, soften this harsh line that we applied in the inner rim. This is also gonna kind of pull any of the liner in the inner rim and blend it downward too. So I'm looking, and while I'm filming, I don't know how the setup is gonna work. I don't know if this is like annoying, seeing me hold a mirror the whole time. I'm definitely gonna work on this, so each video I promise will get better and better. But I wanted to film today and I had like an hour before my friend comes over. What time is it? 5 o'clock. Okay, yeah, so she's coming over at 6, and it's my friend Kate, the one that has Kate Loves Makeup, and we're gonna kind of do some fun makeup stuff. So I wanted to get this out before she got here, so I just like set everything up and got started. Okay, so for blush, I bought, okay, where is it? Where are you? There you are. I got this in, when I hit VIB Rouge status for all of 2017, and I got this. Actually, it came with my card. It's by NARS, and it's called, I think it's called Goulue, G-O-U-L-U-E. G-O-U-L-U-E. I'll list it down below. And it looks really pretty. I haven't tried it yet. It's just a really nice, like, plummy pink. I'm gonna soften that side a lot. I really like how that pencil in my inner rim looks. It's like a dark purple and it looks really nice with green eyes. Okay, so let's put some mascara on my bottom lashes. Okay. And I guess the last thing we have is lips. Okay, so for lips, I'm gonna try this new product. This was sent to me by Mally Beauty and I haven't tried it yet. It's called Soft Nude. It's a lip magnifier. I'm not exactly sure what that is. To me, that makes it sound like it's gonna make my lips look larger. So it's a nice nude color. I'm gonna apply this all over my lips. And since it's pretty natural shade, I'm actually gonna kind of bring it just above my lip line too. That's pretty. It's basically a lip crayon is what it is. It's really pretty. It has a lot of pigment to it. And it's really soft and creamy. It doesn't feel drying on the lips at all. I like that. That's really nice. How come I haven't used this yet? That is so pretty. I'm going to put a little lip gloss on top. I'm going to use Violet Lip Glaze by Laura Mercier. I love the way these glosses smell. My favorite smelling lip glosses are these and the Marc Jacobs. Marc Jacobs smell like pepperminty, and this smells like something delicious, like creme brulee or some vanilla, something just really good. I like this shade. These are all pretty sheer, so they work really well on top of product, or on top of like another lip product. Ah, so pretty. And I like that the shimmer in this is so subtle, you know? And that completes this makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for chatting with me and catching up with me. Again, I'm sorry for the long gap in time that I posted videos, but I promise I'm gonna get more consistent, more regular for you guys. I'm so excited to really take my channel to the next level. It's a big goal of mine this year to just take it to the next level, you know, give you guys better content, better quality videos, more consistent schedule. So definitely let me know in the comment section below what days you prefer. You know, obviously I can't please everyone, but I'm thinking either like Monday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Friday, maybe. So let me know, you know, what works best with what you guys would like to see, and I will be sure to listen to that and take that into consideration when I decide. But I'm hoping to start that schedule really soon, so let me know for sure. Okay, you guys, thank you for watching. I hope you guys are all doing fabulous. Thank you for your support, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye.